Hello folks, my name is Phunkyzz, and in this series we're going to cover some of the basics of For Honor. In this video specifically, we're going to go over the faction war. So first things first, picking a faction. Now as far as which champions you can use or which friends you get to play with, it doesn't really matter what faction you choose to be on. Any game mode that you choose to play can have a mix of members from all three factions. And Knights, Samurai, and Vikings also have similar champions as well. They each have vanguards, assassins, heavies, and hybrids. Now even though each faction has the same types of champions, they all play differently. We can see this in the assassins. For example, the Orochi of the Samurai has a strong focus on deflecting and counterattacks, the Peacekeeper of the Knights has bleeds that could be applied, and the Berserker of the Vikings has an infinite chain that can combo any new player into frustration. During the closed beta, your faction could be changed at any time in your profile. But if you do change it, you are warned that you won't be able to receive any of the rewards for the current round of the faction war, and the season rewards if you change it after the first round. If you don't change it, you'll get a reward at the end of the round of the faction war, and at the end of the season. Now we haven't seen the rewards themselves, and they have not been announced in any form by Ubisoft yet, aside from a mention in one of their streams that you would get gear or cosmetics based on your faction's rank and your rank within your faction. Once we see what the rewards actually are, I'll put them in the description below. Each turn in the faction war is when the numbers are tallied and the factions gain or lose territories. The turn lasts 6 hours, the rounds in the faction war last a week, and the seasons last 10 weeks. What decides an outcome of a turn in the faction war is the distribution of assets. Now in between matches, you can distribute your assets into specific territories, deciding to either attack or defend. The faction with more assets in a territory than the other factions will take the territory. If you don't do this manually, your allocation of assets will be automatically distributed for you. Now here's where it gets weird. You know how you can play with anyone from any faction? If you are playing with 3 knights and you are a samurai and you happen to win the game, you are actually hurting your faction instead of helping it, because now those 3 knights can put their assets on a territory that you've been placing your assets on, and they outnumber your contribution to that specific territory 3 to 1. So if this mechanic were to make it to the release version of For Honor, the only way to make sure that you are only helping the faction that you pledged for is to either play 1 vs 1 or group with people from your faction before heading into matchmaking. Right now, it kind of caters to which faction has more people, instead of which faction wins the most. I'll do my best to release more guides now that For Honor is close to release. My name is Phunkyzz, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.